Okay, so I've been struggling over the last few months at this point, trying to find something new to make a video on. I can't really do gameplay here, given I have a gaming channel set up for that, and I don't want to just sit in front of a camera making something that I consider to be low effort content.
Hello. I am the Foxy who is friendly.
That doesn't count. That series is pretty much a joke at this point, so, you know, why bother putting the effort in, right? Then I remembered the Knights of Pen and Paper 2 video that I did, and I thought, you know what? I kind of liked that format. So why don't I do something for it and do something that I want to talk about and not have to be sponsored for it? And that's how this video came about. Although this time, I don't have to worry about getting it to 10 minutes. So today, I'd like to talk about a game I've been really enjoying. Deep Rock Galactic. Some of you probably recognise this game from when I play it during live streams, but for those of you who haven't seen it, either because you're unable due to time zones being a thing, or because you refuse to watch it because it's either not FNAF related or not Fortnite, Roblox or Minecraft, let me explain what this game is. At its core, it's a co-op mineral gathering game in which you play a group of dwarves in space, mining an alien planet for the company Deep Rock Galactic. You see where the name of the game comes from now? They don't have any competition to worry about though, all because the other mining companies have had the sense to leave, namely because of how dangerous this place is. Might have something to do with the numerous hazardous environments and the deadly bugs that inhabit this planet. But with you being a group of heavily armed dwarves with a love for digging and beer, health and safety are only minor concerns. Well, so long as you get paid for it afterwards. Now, when I first wrote the script and recorded my lines for this, I did it before I'd recorded any gameplay. The problem with that was, it seemed too much more like a review than what I had done previously. So, after getting about 3 hours worth of footage to work with, I'm now ready to go through it and recount what happened for your viewing pleasure. After having spawned in as the scout class, the last one I was playing, I did the most sensible thing possible. Go straight to the bar and get flat out drunk. Why is the floor on the ceiling? Once I woke up in the infirmary, after being given the most appropriate diagnosis,
Yes!
I decided to do some actual mining and do the weekly assignment. Then go and have another beer. While all the main beers are just there to have fun with, there is always a special beer that gives you a buff for your next mission. In this case, reduced fall damage, which is very useful for the scout class. Once beered up, I made my way onto the drop pod and started my first mission, an egg hunt. And no, I'm not talking about the chocolate kind, not unless the Easter Bunny hired giant bugs to guard them. The idea behind this mission is, well, I'll just let this guy explain.
Egg collection time, team. Alien eggs. The company wants them. Don't ask why. Find them, store them in Molly, and return. Simple.
Yeah, pretty simple. The Scout class has two unique tools, that namely being the flare gun and the grappling hook. While all classes have rechargeable flares as standard, the Scout is the only one armed with a flare gun, which lights up larger areas and stick to the walls. The grappling hook is the Scout's main tool, as it allows him to reach places with ease and get out of holes that suddenly appear because environmental hazards are a thing. While gathering materials, I was attacked by the local bugs, better known as glyphids. Rather than killing them all, I used a special perk I had equipped and tamed one of them, promptly calling it Steve. By the way, game developers, this line you randomly get when you tame a glyphid, believe in Steve, was that meant to be a reference to Jacksepticeye's All The Way song? If not, then it's one hell of a coincidence. One thing to note, if you ever start a mission by yourself or want to play solo, you do get a bot named Bosco to help you out with digging and combat, but he blows up once someone else joins you. You do, however, get him back if you find yourself alone again. After a quick scout around, I found my first egg. I made sure to call over Molly, the portable minecart that you have on nearly every mission, more on that later, because carrying things like eggs or other mineable resources slows you down, and the less travel time the better, which was just as well really, because I had just barely begun to deposit the egg when...
Contact! We got 6, 12. A lot of aliens heading your way.
That's a lot of bugs. Having fought that wave off, it was back to egg hunting. After some searching and some help from the terrain scanner, I finally had all the eggs I needed, but I was not ready to leave just yet, as I still hadn't finished the secondary objective. Each mission has one, and while it's not vital to finish them, you do get extra credits and experience for completing them. Plus, it's always worth exploring the whole cave if possible, such as me finding this magnite outcrop a short distance away. Why do these things look like giant turds? Once I made the last deposit, it was time to call in the drop pod and get out of there. This is where the more hectic instance of missions can happen, as you only have a limited amount of time to return to the drop pod before it leaves you behind and potentially fail the mission. Thankfully, you can follow Molly to find your way there, and the markers are left behind so that you can easily follow them if you lose track of her. With that mission completed and received my paycheck, I switched over to another class for the next mission, the Driller. 3 guesses on what he can do well. But before I did anything else, another trip to the bar was in order. I can't feel my knees. The next mission was a simple mining expedition. Just simply collect the set amount of material you need and you're done. Given we were going to the magma fields for this one, I decided to take the driller's secondary weapon, the ice cannon, and also the plasma gun by mistake. I kinda wish I'd stayed the scout for this one, because it took place in a very large cavern. But the driller is able to dig his way through all terrain with ease, so long as his drills don't run out of fuel. Also, I got joined by 3 other people, so we had a full group this time. Sadly, that was about as well as the mission went. We failed the special event, which I mainly blamed to the cave layout and general ham-handedness of the group. 2 of them kept falling over, and I kept getting lost because the cave was really easy to get turned around in. Not to mention one of the team members complained that I had turned on unique party members, and he was stuck playing a low-level engineer. Well, I'm sorry Mr. Probably Plays Nothing But the Scout, but I didn't want to end up with a team with nothing but scouts. That's like having a TF2 team with 6 snipers on it. Ending the mission wasn't that much of an improvement either. 2 of our team members got downed on the way back while I was doing the driller trick of drilling in a straight line towards the drop pod, and me and the scout made it back with less than 30 seconds left. I know the game tells you leave no dwarf behind, but we didn't have much of a choice in this matter. The only bad thing that happens is that you get less credits and experience at the end for getting everyone back safely. Still, did manage to find a rare golden loot bug during that mission. After that dreadful mission, I switched over to the engineer class and headed for the bar yet again. What? I only had 2 beers this time. Granted, the second one was the infamous blackout stout, so I passed out straight away after drinking it. One night in the infirmary and yet another accurate diagnosis.
Yeah, that seems about right.
I went on to the last mission of the assignment, a point extraction. In these missions, you can only deposit materials gathered on a central mining platform, which makes inventory management a lot harder. Surprisingly, this mission went really smoothly. Being the engineer, I used my platform gun to create access points for the scouts to reach materials that were too high up, and my sentry gun to cover my teammates to keep the bugs at bay. We even found some lost equipment, which unlocks accessory options for your pickaxe. With the objective done, we sent the minehead back up, held out until the drop pod turned up, and escaped with everybody in tow. A rather successful mission if I do say so myself. After another few light beers in celebration, it was on to the next assignment. Even though this was another mining expedition, I went with the gunner this time around. As the name suggests, he sports some of the heaviest weaponry in the game, with me going with his primary unlock, the autocannon, while his zipline allows for quick and easy access over large holes and up steep cliffs. Not really much to say about this mission. I got joined by someone who was new to the game, we shot bugs, dug up minerals, and I did the typical experienced player move and left the new guy behind while I ran on ahead. And he got down trying to catch up. What? I went back and got him? I'm not that heartless. For the last 2 mission types that you can get, I decided to go back to the scout. Salvage missions involve you recovering and repairing some lost mini-mules and a drop pod, the latter of which results in a sort of point defense style of thing. The last mission type is elimination, in which you have to kill the biggest and nastiest bugs so far, dreadnoughts, which seem to have a surprising weakness to the scout's double-barreled shotgun. And that was pretty much all the mission types done. I only had one thing left to do after that. Drink even more beer. Overall, Deep Rock Galactic is a fun multiplayer game that has a lot of hours of replayability, and with all the maps being procedurally generated, you can always guarantee that no mission will ever be the same. As of this video going up, the game has since come out of early access and is now a fully released game, so I strongly recommend that you go and get it, especially if you're that kind of person that doesn't like playing early access games or wants to wait until they get released. For now though, as the motto of the game goes, rock and stone miners, rock and stone. Time for more beer.